Hi everybody, this is Kevin and welcome back to another manga review. And once again, we're going to be taking a look at Fairy Tail with volume 18 from Hiro Mashima, which is the continuation of the Oration Seis arc. And well, last volume we learned quite a bit, including the fact that Wendy is a Sky Dragon Slayer capable of using healing magic, and she was actually forced to revive Jellal, to which, as soon as Jellal was revived, he actually attacked both Natsu and Brain, and made his way to Nirvana for his own purposes. And then, of course, we had some battles between Gray and Leon versus Racer, which I didn't necessarily like that one, just because it was going good until they revealed that Racer really isn't fast, but he just manipulates the speed around him and makes it look like he's fast, but he's not really fast. So if Gray's a certain distance away, he can one-shot him with an ice arrow, and then Leon sacrifices himself. It was kind of dumb. Plus, after reading this one, it turns out Leon survived, so it was a fake-out death. But then it ended with Lucy facing off against Angel of the Oration Seis, who is also a celestial spirit wizard. And it ended on a cliffhanger with Lucy using Loki and Angel using Ares. And we'll get to it right now. But first off, we got the cover. We got Jorah, Lucy, Natsu, Jellal, Gray, and Urza. And similar to how they had the 6 villains on the last volume, we have 6 good guys. But you may be thinking, what's Jellal doing on the cover? Well, after reading this volume, maybe he is a good guy. And also, I got to get this out of the way, because Lucy, you see her, she's wearing her celestial spirit gear. And after reading this, she is officially my favorite character in the series, just because of all the development she's made as a character from the very first chapter to now. And really seeing the growth of her abilities, and you know, she's a very capable wizard. And Kevin is officially a Lucy sip. So I just wanted to throw that out there. So anyway, let's get to the review. So like I said, it ended with Lucy and Loki versus Angel and Ares. And if you refer back to volume 9, both of these spirits were under control of the wizard Karen, who also was a member of Blue Pegasus. And you can refer back to that volume just to get the whole story. But essentially, she was very abusive toward her spirits. And it's already been built up that Loki is the most powerful, Ares not so much. And she just kept throwing Ares out there, getting defeated, until Loki decided not to fight anymore. And then it turned out that Karen died in a battle, to which Angel reveals that she was the one who killed Karen and acquired Ares as the spoils of war. So Hibiki, listening to this, I forgot to mention, Hibiki was actually beat up pretty bad. He was shot by Sagittarius in the last volume. And he reveals that Karen was his lover back in the day, because they're both members of Blue Pegasus. Crazy. So Lucy's like, no, I can't have Loki fight Ares, they're friends. And Loki says, well, it must be done, Lucy. We're friends. I'm going to fight for you. Our pride. We're fighting for our pride. And they're beating each other up here. And what happens is, while Ares' back is turned, Angel summons another spirit named Kylum, which is like this giant gun, and fires right at Ares' back at her own spirit and shoots not just Ares, but Loki. Takes them both out. Of course, they're not dead because they're spirits. They're not even real people. But just seeing them fade, and even Ares is like, oh, you found a good owner. I'm so glad of you, Loki. Oh, terrible, terrible stuff right there. And Lucy's just melting down, crying, because she doesn't see her spirits as weapons, as pawns, but as her friends and as her allies. So she resorts to Tauros, her other most faithful spirit, and well, Angel summons Gemini, the twins, and they transform into Lucy and her twins, and Tauros just can't handle himself. Moo! You got the wow scene. So, as all this is going on, what happens is Angel is using Gemini here to attack Lucy. Lucy attacked Lucy and says, you know, kill her. You're to kill her, and that's that. So Lucy says, all right, you can kill me, but just let Ares be so Ares can live together with Loki again. That's all I want. And Gemini's ready to kill Lucy, right? Getting ready for the finishing blow. When all of a sudden she says, there's a pretty voice echoing in my head. And we get a flashback to young Lucy speaking to her mother. Mama, I love spirits. Celestial spirits aren't just shields. They're my friends. And all these great scenes of, you know, young Lucy with Aquarius. And there was Lucy when she was fighting Bixlo with Loki. And how she saved Loki's life back in volume 9. And Gemini refuses to kill Lucy, just because, you know, she realizes that Lucy really loves the spirits as true friends. So Hibiki out of nowhere appears, and as we learn, Nirvana turns good people bad, comes behind Lucy and starts strangling her. And Angel's, having a scene right here where she's like, oh, has he fallen to darkness? This is great. You're another one of my pawns. When it's all a ruse, because Hibiki is the archive mage. So he's found this hyper magic that he's going to transfer into Lucy's brain, so she has this ancient spell, which is exactly what she does when Angel summons Kylum, the giant gun, again. And then Lucy appears to mutter this incantation here, where she's like, open the stars, Tetrabiblos, all 88. You see how it's like the incantation gets going really fast. You can't read it. I just see Tetrabiblos right there. But she says, all 88 stars of the heavens. What's this? Shine! Urana! Meteoria! And just does this crazy blast attacking Angel right there. Holy crap, dude. Look at her all blown to bits, falling down. Oh my god, Lucy did it. But it turns out it didn't necessarily kill Angel. She's just all bloodied up and barely wearing any clothes now. And she gets up with Kylum ready to deliver the finishing blow. When it turns out it misses. And you wonder, because it's not really implied here, because Gemini refused to attack Lucy because, Lucy cares for her spirits, but did Kylum refuse as well just because of the same speech that Gemini did, or did Angel just miss because she's that beat up? Either way, Lucy survives, and Angel is defeated. So, as all this was going on, of course, Natsu was on a fucking raft. That's why Natsu couldn't do anything. It was up to Lucy to save the day, because this idiot was stuck on the raft because he has motion sickness, and they're going down the river here, down to a waterfall, when the two of them grab each other and are just falling down the raft together, and, well, is that the end? Who knows? And you get, like, this cute scene of her, like, hugging Natsu. And as all this is going on, it cuts back over to Brain, to where another one of his markings is disappearing. But it also cuts to Angel, who's like, I'm not dead, She's still floating there. So while this is going on, Urza's run off because she heard that Jellal's been revived, so she wants to find out if that's true or not. And she makes her way. And again, we learned about Hot Eye, that he's actually a good guy now, because Nirvana not only turns good people bad, but turns bad people good. So he's good now. And he's got like the rosy cheeks. So here's Ren from Blue Pegasus being taken out by Midnight, and Wendy just watching on and telling Carla about, her past with Jellal. She ran into him, how she was saved by him, until he vanished one day, just muttering strange words such as anima, and she never saw him again. It was at that point where she was left at the Kate Shelter Guild, and she never saw Jellal again until now. So, Urza runs into Jellal, and we have this fateful scene here with Jellal looking on and Urza sweating. And as all this is going on, Cobra's there because he was trailing along, and he's like, how the hell did she get here? I thought she was dead. I poisoned her. And she says, Jellal, Urza, what are you doing here? I don't know. Urza, that name is the only thing I remember. Would you tell me just who am I? Who is Urza? I can't remember anything. So Jellal has no memory, just the phrase Urza. And just as we have this dramatic scene, we cut to this beautiful drawing here. Oh boy. So Cobra is beside himself because how does he have no memories? What's he doing at Nirvana? So Urza's trying to talk to him, right? And he starts blasting at her. And she's bleeding all over the place. And she says, I'm Urza, you come to me. Your name is Jellal, but your past is evil. You've become deranged, desecrated the dead, hurt your friends. You went so far as to destroy the council and murder Simon. If you think you can get away with forgetting that, I will stab my sword into your heart and slice it to pieces. Come here, stand before me. And you see Jellal starts shivering, wondering how he could have done that. Like, why? Why would he murder his friends? He doesn't have that in him. And he starts crying. So this Jellal really has no memories. And like I said, Lucy's celestial spirit gear, you see it in the color there. And why she truly is best girl. Not only for her feat in defeating Angel, but just for, goddamn, she is the best girl. So she was actually saved by Virgo from the spirit world. And is given a beautiful new outfit with Natsu, the same outfit to match. And she says, Natsu sawas were made to match. That was not necessary. I guess we have this great scene where, everyone's all fine and dandy. He just is a berserk. Jellal, where is that light? Where's Jellal? I gotta get him. So they race off to find Nirvana. And we got a cute little scene here. I was in a rough spot. Thanks. What's with that all of a sudden? And she starts blushing. And then Virgo, you're so doing it. It's like how Happy kept saying that before when Loki was hitting on Lucy. So anyway, Virgo vanishes and Lucy's got all these new powers. When all of a sudden, Sherry shows up. If you remember, she was going berserk attacking Gray because she thought Leon was dead. And then out comes Gray attacking Sherry. And well, Leon's okay. Despite appearing to have been blown to smithereens by Racer, he's still alive. So everyone's all good. So now, cuts back over to Nirvana, and Cobra makes his appearance and says, yeah, you don't have any memories. I can't even hear your heart's voice. What's the deal here, dude? So Jellal reveals that he sought his way to find Nirvana so he could destroy it. And he has inserted a square of self-destruction onto it to destroy Nirvana. And Cobra is freaking out, starts screaming to Brain to destroy the damn thing. And Jellal is about to kill himself too, but just before he does, he says, the name Urza is so gentle and bright, but I'm sure you still hate me. I don't blame you, it's only natural. But hatred steals your heart's freedom. It eats you from the inside. I can't go to you. I can't stand before you. Now I will free you from Jellal. Your hatred, your pain, I will take that all with me. So Jellal is going to kill himself along with Nirvana. But Urza's not going to let that happen. And really, some great dialogue here between the two of them. I will not allow it. I will not allow you to die like this. You have crimes to pay for. Remember them. Don't even think you can rest in peace, not knowing anything of your crimes. Don't imagine you can go without paying the penalty of the people you've hurt. Live with the guilt. Jellal! And just as this is happening, Urza's crying, dude. And he says, why do you have tears? You're so kind, aren't you, Urza? So this asshole makes the appearance now, and him being Brain, he has like a million different magics, including the one to stop the square of self-destruction, which is exactly what he does. He has the cancel code, and well, he stops it and is able to harness Nirvana for himself. So that's exactly what happens, and everything starts exploding. The giant lake gets bigger, and everyone's looking on in shock, including these knuckleheads. Look at Natsu. Wait, what happened to Ichia? We haven't even seen him in this volume until now. He was captured by that one Dark Guild, and there he is. So Nirvana turns out to be like this giant mechanical kaiju octopus monster walking around. So Brain has control of it and is ready to use its power. So, as all this is going on, well, Urza's hanging on for dear life with Jellal. And Jallal's like, everything's over, we failed. And she says, it's not over. People still have a fight in their hearts. And we see Natsu, Gray, and Lucy running up to get on top of Nirvana. We see, Leon and Sherry stayed behind, they're on the ground. We see Wendy and Carla making their way. Jorah and the renewed Hot Eye joining the fight. And she says, none of us have given up. Our hopes are all tied together. Let them go. Aw. Live and find out what happens next, Jellal. So here's the giant monster making its way. And this fucking idiot, he's still there. He's on like a tree on top of Nirvana. What's going on, men? So Nirvana is making its way. And, the thing's moving, right? So this idiot, Natsu, he can't handle himself and he starts falling down. Natsu, you idiot, keep your grip. And he falls. But coming in for the save is Happy. Aye, sir! So good. Seeing our friend Happy. I love how they even make minor characters have an impact here. Like Happy, of all people. We have this the little cat saving the day. So Cobra is, having a victory feat, and he's asking Brain, what are we going to do now? And he says, we're going to take down that guild. That's our target. To the ancient city. And, basically they're going after the Kate Shelter Guild to wipe that out. When Natsu and Happy arrive for the fight, and Cobra joins the battle on his flying snake. A flying snake. And Natsu comments on that, right? And then Cobra's like, we have a flying cat, so why can't I have a flying snake? Good point. And he says to Natsu, you got motion sickness, so we had to have the aerial battle. So that's exactly what they do here. And everyone makes their way. And Wendy and Carla realize that Nirvana is headed toward the Kate Shelter Guild. So they're in a panic about that. And this must have been a great color page right there with Cobra getting ready to face against Natsu. And they're having their battle. But like I'd mentioned in the past, Cobra has heightened hearing. So he can hear all of Natsu's movements. Essentially hear what Natsu's thinking. And it's sort of like a battle of don't, like when you played as a kid on the couch, don't fall in the lava, don't fall in the moving vehicle. So Happy has to continually come in for the saves. And that's that. So then Jorah makes his appearance, runs into, who do we got here? We got Gray and Lucy. And he's here with Hot Eye of the Arashian Sace. And the two of them are like, what's going on? And yeah, Jorah says, be at ease, he's become an ally. And Hot Eye says, it's a world of love. And they got like their reactions there. Hilarious, dude. So they say that we have to stop this moving vehicle before they can destroy the Kate Shelter when Midnight appears. And he gets ready to attack Hot Eye and says, how dare you betray our people? You know? So what happens is Hot Eye says each one of the Arashian Sace is equal in strength, which I doubt, but that's what he says. And with this battle, like, you know, they all get beaten around. And he tells them all to go as Hot Eye's going to fend him off. And just before he goes, he blushes again. He says, my real name is Richard. Of all the names to have, his name is Richard. And Midnight comments, how dare you tell him your true name? You're a true enemy now. You will die. So Natsu and Cobra continue their battle. Pretty good action scenes here. I like how they have to do the battle, like, don't fall in the lava, essentially. And pretty evenly matched, despite the fact that Cobra can hear Natsu. You would think maybe if he can't hear Natsu, he's even stronger. So it turns out that not only is he a poison mage, but he is also a poison dragon. And he has this new form, similar to how Natsu grew like scales on his face. He turns his entire arms into like dragon arms. So, and he, similar to Loxus, ate a poison dragon Lacrima. So, wasn't necessarily trained by a dragon like Natsu and Gajil and even Wendy, but, you know, he has that ability. So, also, similar to how Natsu eats flames to replenish his power, he has his snake here, Cubelios, you know, have poison smoke attack, and he eats that and is all replenished, ready to go. And he seems to take the upper hand here. So Natsu's firing away. He tries a strategy in which he turns his brain off, which works for a minute. And then he realizes, well, it's his ears. So Natsu decides to just scream really loud and roar. So loud, look at his face, that it turns into the roar of a dragon. Holy crap, dude. And with that, Cobra isn't defeated, but he's knocked down. And you would imagine because he's a poison dragon as well, the motion sickness is getting to him. And as also is going on, Brain feels it. He's like, what kind of wizard is that boy? How could he take Cobra down with just a loud yell? This is unbelievable. And look at Cobra's face, man. So, yeah, Natsu falls down because Happy runs out of power. And just as that happens, Cobra gets up again. You will die right here and now. When actually, it's Brain that shoots Cobra in the back and says, you've done well. But if the Arashian Sace falls to this boy, you are trash. So, what an asshole. And just as all this happens, another one of his markings on his face disappears. And that's exactly it. He says, you know, these people aren't my friends, they're my puppets. I'm the brain, the mastermind of it all. And then you see Hot Eye, or rather Richard, defeated Midnight relatively easy. And is going in for the kill. When it turns out, Brain appears with Natsu dragging him along, and Happy's like, I'm sorry guys, I ran out of power. It's not me. So he reveals their plan just as all good villains do, as he's walking by these two. And he says, we're going to Kate Shelter. And to which they all hear, they're like, no, we can't let him destroy Wendy's guild. We have to go. So Jorah is getting ready to face off against Brain. And he's using his rock magic. And again, we established he's one of the 10 wizard saints. And after one attack, knocks Brain down. Again, you see everyone's reactions. And he's going to stop him. So as all this is going on, he uses Dark Rondo, the same evil magic he was using in the very start of the arc. And he uses the Iron Rock Wall. which he turns to dark Caprico, which can actually go through his rock wall. And he's able to move it all around and just all sorts of crazy techniques he's got going on. And he actually takes Brain out. And it appears that his markings are disappearing again. And he mentions that if Midnight's defeated, if the 6 demons fall, the 6 pairs vanish, that one. And they're like, that one? What are you talking about? Wait, didn't that guy's face's marking disappear? Don't say creepy things. So that one will be revived if the face is defeated. What the hell's going on now? So then Midnight gets up and is able to defeat Richard with just a simple blow because he uses like illusion magic and is able to basically, attack them while they're not looking. And what happens here is they run into Wendy conveniently, and she's able to heal Natsu, and he's back to normal. So she also casts what's known as the Troya spell on him, which makes it so his motion sickness doesn't act up. And while everyone's ready to go, despite Midnight still running around, we have a new resolve. And they all make their way, but Midnight says, Nirvana will not be stopped. Not as long as I'm here, to be continued. So overall, this was a great volume. I really enjoyed it. The revelations between Urza and Jellal were fantastic. Like I said, Lucy has become the best girl. Really, I should have known from the start that she was going to be the best. But just her development and all that going on. And yeah, really, at this point, too, Jellal and Urza, that arc has been terrific. And I can't recommend this series enough, guys. I really think it's fantastic. So in the back here, they actually questioned Racer's abilities. A lot of people in the Q&A were saying, like, Mashima, that was so stupid what you do with Racer. And goddamn, look at Mira and Lucy in their workout gear. And I also wanted to show off in the back here, they had an ad for, where is it? Is it back here? Maybe it's the next volume. Here it is. The ad for the Fairy Tail anime. So I think that's cool. This is like a nice flashback to when these were coming out back in 2011. So, I'm a huge Fairy Tail fan. You guys already know that. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below. And stay tuned for my next review of Volume 19. Have a great day, everybody.